Hello guys, my name is DJ. I'm here from Imperiale Auto here in Houston, Texas. I've been a Mercedes technician over 17 years now, true AMG fanatic. And this is a good example of something that we can do here. This is a 2017 CLS 63. Customer brought us to modifications. He wanted the world record. So we had that vision when we started working on the car, and we were able to get it. This car in the Draggy app did a 9.95 at 142 miles per hour, which is the first M17 engine ever to touch the nines, and is also the world's fastest at the moment.
What was the record before this car?
The record was a guy from Russia did a 10.01, but no modifications. He didn't put no information on what was done to the car. This car is 100% stock engine, 100% stock transmission, which is super impressive. It car dynoed 909 wheel horsepower and 943 wheel torque.
Let's start.
All right, we were able to get the Black Boost 950 plus turbos. It was one of the first ones in the United States. We were able to have the pleasure to mess with them, see what they can do, and definitely they're proving to do great. And even this, they can do even better, but the motor stock, transmission stock, so we didn't want to push it over the limit. So with a full built motor, full built transmission, this car can be an 8-second car. And it has full interior. That's the crazy part. It's a complete sleeper.
But you took it out at some point.
I took it out because to compensate for my weight. You can do a mid 9-second pass with this car as is. Correct. It has a custom Black Boost intakes as well. And even the owner, he wrote down his last name and WR for world record. So when we started this project over a year ago, we had that in mind to be the fastest CLS, but not to know that we were the fastest with this engine, which is pretty impressive, and the first one in the 9. So that's a humongous goal that we were able to achieve. The car has Rentic blow-off valve too, so it has a pretty cool sound. We also installed a meth injection system. We have 2 nozzles right there. Mainly it's for cooling, to keep the intake air temperatures cool so the computer's happy and the car can produce the boost and the timing and everything that the tuner wants to put in it. We have a Black Boost, spool performance high pressure fuel pumps, which it gets the pressures stable so where we need them, because before that it will start dropping, and that's not good. That was not safe. So there's 2 high pressure fuel pumps. They're called the FX 150s. There's even higher than the 150s, but for what we needed, this will do great. This car is tuned by the Eurocharge team, tuned by Jerry and his team. Amazing, the #1 in the European world, especially Mercedes. They've been doing it forever. This car we dialed it in as far as we could. We did several dyno sessions. We did several logging, data logging, back and forth, trying to get it refined as much as we can and still be able to enjoy it in the street, beat on it, and have issues with like, oh, my motor blew up or anything like that. Gotcha. So yeah, Eurocharge did the magic. It was a long process, but we got it done. Local people from Houston, Texas. Spool Performance from Houston, Texas. Shout out to them.
Now, can you tell us about the meth injection? So this is supposed to keep the temperature right at a certain level.
Correct.
So the sensor don't go crazy.
Yes. A lot of people don't know or don't think that the increased boost, the temperatures get hot. That's why we have to upgrade intercoolers, water coolers, all that stuff to compensate for the extra heat that the turbos produce, boosting higher. So we installed this meth kit so it can shoot before the sensor, the intake air temperature sensor, so the computer sees, okay, colder air, let's do what the tuner wants it to be, turbo, boost, timing wise. Also, it helps with octane. So this car daily driving is gonna be running on a pump gas and methane injection, which should be around 95 octane, which little bit it helps a lot for this kind of car. And then when a customer wants to go to the track, there's a special file, kill mode, racetrack, race fuel. We're running 104 octane. When he switch it in, make sure he has a full, not full tank, but a couple gallons of 104 in there, so it can be the majority 104 race fuel, so we can take it to the track, can do crazy numbers.
And more or less the temperature is going to stay around 120-ish, 130-ish?
Yes, we've been data logging the car, and with this system, with upgraded pumps, with upgraded heat exchangers, we're able to do a full pass all the way to 5th gear, which 4th and 5th gear, that's when it gets the hottest, because that's longer gears, constant boost all the time. It stays around 120, 125 degrees. As soon as I let go, it drops to 100, 190 right away, that's what we want, because you can go back and forth, hit it, go, step on it. Instead of, if you don't have that, it gets hot, takes longer to recover. The computer sees that it's taking too long, so you get less power. So when you race next time, it's gonna be less power. Next time, less power. With this,
30, 60, 130, quarter mile.
Tell us about the tires and the modification on this.
Okay, this car currently is running triple 8Rs in the front. They're 265 35 19s, because I was having traction issues, believe it or not. It's an all-wheel drive 4MATIC car, but the power, when it kicks in so hard, it'll start spinning the front tires especially. So we put this triple 8Rs in the front. They're on stock wheels, and they did really good. They still spin. I was able to do a 9.95 second at 142, still spinning. On the video, you can see the car shaking because it's spinning. And on the back, we were able to fit some massives 305 35 18, so we were able to put a smaller wheel because of the caliper was letting us do that. In the front, the caliper is so big and everything, we couldn't fit a 18. So this is 305 35 18 Mickey Thompson ET Streets. So on the back, we don't have any issues spinning the car, the tires, anything like that. The back is great. The front, we still got to work on that to see if we can find a better tire. Be taking it to the track with a prep surface. This car can do easily mid to low 9s. The power is there. Definitely the traction is an issue, but it's impressive.
So domestic is going to actually mid 9 or not even
below. Yes, I definitely, like I said, it did it on a cold day, which it doesn't help. It helps for temperature, but the streets are cold, so the tires don't grip as much. So it did it on an okay scenario with a prep track, a lighter driver. I'm sure this car could do mid 9s, and that's pretty impressive because, like as you can see, it's a heavy car. Beautiful interior, four-door sedan. Curb weight is 5324. That's curb weight with, full gas tank and people inside, but should be around 4,800, 45 to 4,800 pounds. The car itself, so it's a heavy car. Unbelievable. The owner is ready. He's always has the helmet in the back, so whenever he needs to go to the track, he's always ready. The owner is, his name is Edgar Santos. Awesome person. He's like, since day one, he wanted to be the fastest.
And he foresaw it, and he ordered
yes,
it.
He did.
Amazing.
He trusted me. He knew we could do it. So I'm pretty excited and happy that he let me be the one. And back here, we have the meth tank. This is where we fill up our meth system. There's a pump underneath it, so the system activates. Shoots the methane in the engine. There's a controller that we have. Let me show you over here.
So I got to ask you something. This will mix with the gas, with the pump gas. I mean, with the regular gas, not with your fuel. Right?
No, yes, it'll mix with the air. This system shoots very mystified spray, and then it mixes with the air, and then when the air goes inside the combustion, it's higher octane. So at the end, it does mix with the fuel, but this car is a direct injection, so it's all the way when it goes inside. But mainly, that's why I say it is mainly we use it for cooling, because it helps more than cooling. It does help with octane, but our purpose is mainly to keep the intake temperatures low, so the car can be
maintain a lower temperature.
Correct.
All the
time.
The
car is happy. The ECU is happy with what's seen, and it can push the car harder.
60,
So
rather than slowing it down.
yeah, it keeps on slowing, taking boosts in time, and then you get slower and slower, and then you don't know why, but that's why the temperatures get too high. So this right here is a snow performance. So this is a snow performance controller. Here they will show you the boost, so whenever you're racing, you can see how much pounds you're pushing, which is pretty cool. As well, you can set when the meth injection starts to spray, and progressively starts going higher till it reaches 20 pounds, and it shoots everything it's got pressure wise. And I believe this system has a 1000 cc nozzle, so it's spraying a lot.
So you're saying that you have full control of the meth injection?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you can adjust it, so depends on your setup. You can put it to start sooner, start later. It's completely adjustable, and then like that you can put it to the best scenario you can have for the car that you're.
That's hilarious, man. Out of this car, So you agree with me? This is by far, after the 6.2 liter engine, it's probably the best engine on the AMG. I mean, but best as far as tunable engine, like something that you could just like easily modify it.
Yeah, definitely.
And you prefer this one over the 4 liter, the new engine. A little bit bigger blocks, obviously.
It's a bigger block. This is a 5.5 liter engine, so you get a lot more torque because it's a bigger engine. This car is only running at 23 pounds of boost, which is very little compared to any other cars running 30, 35, 40 pounds of boost.
Gotcha.
So I'm able to do 909 wheel horsepower with 22 pounds of boost, which is pretty impressive. But
it is impressive.
the newer engines have the turbos up top, so it's a lot easier to swap, tune. But the rumble, the torque when you punch it is just incredible.
Everybody prefers bigger blocks.
The feeling is just amazing how this car can just downshift, and it just sits you back in the seat, it pushes you back. Yeah, this is just like a start. If the customer wants, we can do a full build motor, we can do a full build transmission, and pump those turbos, and I'm sure those turbos have more power to it. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we can do 8.9 when we do that. I mean,
on a big car,
in a big car. The crazy part is, a year, 2 ago, you did 10.9s on the AMG. That was badass. Like, wow, 10.9, crazy. Now we're in the 9s, and I was lucky to be the first one on this platform, on this engine. But there's a lot of people who are getting close, like 10.2, 10.1s, 10.0s. So
nothing sub 10.
Nah. So the market, the technology, the tuners, they've been able to discover more stuff. There's a TCU tune. This car is TCU tune as well, by Boris and Solo Motorsports in Atlanta. So that just came out a couple years ago, that they were able to tune the transmission. So before, you can put all the power in the engine, but the transmission has limiters. It sees some limits and it stops.
Yeah.
It doesn't let them go through, so you're not being efficient. So now they're able to tune the transmission, the engine. So it's like a collaboration of things that happen throughout the years, and people finding out and checking, and time and investing time and money to them till they were able to get to this. Like, they're now like 9-second street cars, which is super impressive. If it wasn't for the tires that it has now, stock tires, you'd never think this car is fast. Like
what was your time on the stock tires? You said you tried them.
Yes,
right?
I did a 10-11 on stock tires spinning.
Okay.
So, and then it did 139. So I gained, with this tire setup, I gained, like 0.2 tenths of a second and about 3 miles per hour, but still spinning. So this system has more potential.
This is so crazy. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. The numbers are just unbelievable. But I believe it because you guys went on it. God, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Guys, just shout out to Imperial.
Thank you.
Appreciate my buddy here.
Thank you,
and
thank you.
Mr. Santos, right?
Yeah, Edgar Santos
Yeah,
for.
enjoy your car, sir. This is a beautiful piece of machine, and I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun with it. Thank you so much.